This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
One thing's for sure, we have to, as Jesus said, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Watch and pray, he said, pay attention to the signs of the times, Jesus said. So we should indeed, have our wits about us and stay aware. But one thing, to me at least, it seems more and more clear, is that what we think we know, what I think I know some things about these matters, but it's really hard to tell sometimes, because not only we live in an era of deep fakes and, people who put things out on social media, for example, where most of us more and more now are consuming our news and other news of the day. A lot of it is iffy at best, and some of it's outright fraudulent, and it comes across as very convincing. So I guess one lesson that I guess we can all learn more of as we go through these tumultuous times is to be, number one, have our wits about us. Not everything that glitters is gold. Not everything you see on social media is true. I mean, Abraham Lincoln said that a long time ago. I mean, he said that, not everything you read on the internet is true. And he would know, right?
It's one of his most famous quotes.
Nowadays.
How do we watch for these signs of the times, like you said, and not live in fear? How do I go about my day not being scared when
all this is going on?
All this is going on. It seems very, very real.
Yeah, well, I'm not in any way suggesting it's not real. I mean, these things are real. The problems are real. The dangers are real. Death to America is real on the part of Iran. So there are realities that we don't like and we wish weren't the case, but they are. So we have to live in that world. But what do we do? I mean, this is my prescription, and I don't claim to have the very best way of understanding it, but the way I try to approach it is prayer first, follow Jesus, focus on the things that really matter. Remember, Jesus said, you are in the world, but not of the world. So we're here, we're along for the ride. We have to deal with whatever comes. But we have a heavenly homeland where we're heading in due time. And that doesn't mean pie in the sky and we just sort of let everything here go untended to. I don't mean that at all. We have work to do here while we're here to try to make things better and to do good, etc. But at the same time, to remember that, as St. Teresa of Ávila said, all things are passing. One thing alone is always the same, and that is God. So, and what was it that St. Padre Pio said? Pray, hope, and don't worry. Easier said than done. So a couple things that I would propose, Cyrus, is let's learn some lessons from, for example, from that deepfake video that purported to be Pope Leo, 33 minutes long of a fake video that he never said these words, but the AI capabilities we have now, which are probably peanuts compared to what they'll be in a year or 3 years or 5 years from now, where maybe it'll be nearly impossible, if not impossible, to detect fakes like that. But to use that as an example, just from the last several weeks, many people thought that was Pope Leo speaking about some dude in Africa, some government leader in Africa, and it was a complete fabrication. So to your question, Cyrus, one thing people can do, especially if it has something to do with the church or the Pope in particular, is keep an eye on for example, like the Vatican news service. It doesn't cost anybody anything. You can go to the website, you can follow them on social media. And I think they too are getting more and more sophisticated, so that when something pops up that you think, did Pope Leo really say that? Wow, I never thought he'd say that. Well, you can check to see if in fact that's what he said at the Vatican press service website. In some cases, they're being more proactive, like they were with this fake video, and they come out and tell you, hey, by the way, there's this fake video out there. He didn't say that. That's not really him. Things like that. Trusted news sources, of course, Relevant Radio, I should think would be one of people's top trusted news sources. We're not controlled by or influenced by the mainstream media. We're seeking to bring the truth as we can gather it and understand it to you. Be discerning. Not everything that glitters is gold. Not everything everyone tells you on social media is telling you the truth. Things like that. Be discerning, be prayerful. Time will tell is another thing too. I saw all over the media last night, Cyrus, maybe you saw it too, this sort of cryptic warning allegedly from, I don't know if it was the Ayatollah or the, whatever's left of the Iranian government or whatever, that a big surprise will happen tonight that people will remember for centuries. And in its cryptic way, it suggested things like maybe will Israel get nuked or who knows? And I slept right through it, checked the headlines this morning, nothing happened. I mean, talk about not talking about this for centuries. They're not even talking about it this morning because it didn't happen. But I'm sure many people were riveted by comments like that. Those are some of my thoughts off the cuff. Do you have any of your own? Any recommendations for keeping your head while everybody else is losing theirs?
Go to confession. Go to confession, get right with God. And then there's nothing.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to get to.
There's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing. Hold your chest up high and keep walking forward. You know you're right with God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
I don't know if there's anything more. There is nothing more important than that.
This is true. And I, of course, was going to get to that. After the other stuff, I was going to get to the... No, I'm just kidding, Cyrus. You're absolutely right. That's a great reminder. Go to confession, be right with God, be ready. Whatever may happen, be ready. And come what may, you're going to be okay in the ways that really matter, I do believe.
Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends. And thanks for listening.